Hello dear listeners and welcome to QuickSaveTV. I hope you had a great day, and if you didn't, leave your worries aside because right now we're going to talk about everyone's favorite. That's right, today we're going to talk about shotguns. What are they? Why should we use them, and how can they assist us on the battlefield?
Copy that. Consider it done. The odds suck.
In Jagged Alliance, just as in any militaristic tactical game, there are a wide variety of weapons to choose from. Because of that, majority of the players might find it difficult to select a proper weapon for their mercenaries. In this tutorial, I will teach you everything you need to know about shotguns back in action. Specifically, how do we effectively use them in various combat situations, and give several recommendations of my own.
I'm crying. Be prepared. We've got unfriendlies in this sector.
Shotguns are very powerful weapons, which excel at very close range and perform relatively good up to medium ranges. One thing you have to remember though is the further away from the target, the less projectiles of a shot will hit it. Unlike other firearms, shotguns suffer proportionately with the increase in range. Each weapon has an accuracy parameter, however in most cases it equals 100%. In other words, they fire exactly where you point them. Shotguns are different, however. Their accuracy is always below 100%, because the shot slowly separates and eventually will just not hit the target. In other words, although absolutely devastating in melee combat, if you try to compete with the enemy sniper or even a handgunner, you'll go home in a pine box really soon.
I knew they'd show up sooner or later.
Shotguns are very clumsy, unlike SMGs or handguns, demanding proper traits to use them effectively. There are only 4 mercenaries in the game who have a specific shotgun trait, them being Wolf, Nails, Static and Trevor. Also, Sydney will be able to use shotgun reasonably well, due to his gunslinger perk, but only when firing from the hip. I have to warn you, you will get decimated if you don't pay attention to traits, as each fraction of a second will matter in a close combat confrontation.
We mustn't forget the ones we didn't get.
What's
You're
this?
the best.
The most effective mercenary with a shotgun would be Wolf. He has 2 very powerful traits, which no other mercenary can keep up with when using a shotgun: Gunslinger and Shotgun Expert. Gunslinger allows Wolf or any other mercenary who has this trait to have less penalties when fighting from the hip, and Shotgun Expert allows him to handle his weapon of choice even faster, fire more rapidly, and connect more shots. On the other hand, he isn't the best mechanic and isn't exactly the sharpest marksman, but he's healthy as a damn bull, and at the same level of marksmanship with other shotgunners will have obvious and very strong advantages.
Consider it done. I hear ya. I hear ya.
Moving.
Yeah?
Enemy.
Go there.
Now that we got to close combat, let's talk more about effects of spread. Spread is hindering only at medium and above ranges. In close combat, where it is critical for you to hit the target from the first shot and continue the effort, the pellet spread allows you to miss much less frequently, even when your character doesn't have high marksmanship or the chances to hit are unlikely. This happens because each hit suffered interrupts the aiming process regardless of the damage dealt, making critically important to deal steady damage to the enemy target without missing any of your shots. When fighting several enemies in close proximity to each other, your shots will shower all of them, preventing effective counteraction of several enemies simultaneously. This is the best you get without using a rocket launcher or spraying an MG like an idiot, meaning with very low marksmanship skill.
Yay, we did
On
it
my way.
all.
What's this?
Unlike in the previous game in the series, in Back in Action you can only use buckshots, forcing shotguns to be close range only solution. The primary characteristic of buckshot is mentioned before spread, which would not show when firing slugs. Therefore, it is wise to use shotgun at close range, but you should probably refrain from using it at a distance, giving your preference to a more accurate weapon instead.
Be prepared. We've got unfriendlies in this sector.
To be effective with shotgun, you don't really require a lot of support from other mercenaries, which in many cases allows you to solo the entire sector all on your own. Don't get cocky, however. Before you can do that, you'll have to learn how to use cover to your advantage, pop from corners, and use grenades in order to force enemy to change his position and open up for a BAM from your sweet pump action Remington 700. Always remember, it's better to deal less damage and retain control over the chaos of the firefight than to kill one more enemy and die a second after. In other words, try to focus on firing one shot and right after that get back behind the cover, interrupting enemy aiming at your mercenary.
I'm hit! I'm on. Copy that. Unfriendly! Stop. There. Lovely. Consider
There is an interesting controversy with shotguns. They are actually very effective against armored targets, unlike the manual suggests. Although your first shots will not deal a lot of damage, they will succeed in ripping enemy vest, leggings or helmet to shreds, allowing your next shots to obliterate remains of the enemy armor and tear him to pieces. Keep in mind, when firing from the shotgun, the more pellets hit your target, the more damage you deal to his armor, making it in some cases more beneficial to hit his chest instead of going for a headshot. In other words, instead of firing at his little unprotected head with lower chances to hit, it's better to unload a whole bunch of them pellets at his protected torso, because overall damage will usually be higher, and this is not to mention damage to his armor. Shotgun cuffs, I hope I got this name correctly, allows you to use shotgun spread in its best. Firing a burst of 3 buckshots at your enemy will let you penetrate his armor and kill him essentially in one burst, provided most of your pellets hit the target.
I knew they'd show up. I'm hit!
Although shotguns are extremely effective at close range, there is one enemy type you should be very careful with: combatants with machetes, axes, and any other suicidal maniacs. These zombies are relentlessly aggressive, much like in Left 4 Dead or Dead Island, and will eventually succeed if you face them out in the open. Although it is relatively easy to handle one of them in melee, even 2 of them will quickly overwhelm your fighter. Never let them a chance to approach you. Kill them from afar, and when this is not possible, retreat, and when the distance becomes reasonable, deal with them. As an alternative, don't solo the map, keep your other boys and girls close and their guns loaded. No idiotic heroics, the pine box is still there, waiting for ya.
Copy that. On my way. Copy that.
When using shotguns, be prepared to get constantly targeted at and wear the heaviest armor you can afford. Good thing most of the mercenaries proficient with shotguns are quite healthy as well, with static being the weakest and nails leading the least. Higher strength means higher hit points, which in turn increases your ability to stay alive longer, allowing you to fight against impossible odds.
On my way. Roger that.
One thing to keep in mind, keep your weapon well oiled, because the last thing you want to happen in the middle of a hot firefight is for your gun jamming in your face. Prevent such situations by maintaining green level of durability for your shotgun, using oil, cleaning kits, or toolboxes. Interesting enough, each of your shotgunners is also a talented mechanic. That's like a big wing for you to consider making them full-time engineers. Reference to Team Fortress.
Copy that. Enemy! Copy that. Consider it done.
Keep in mind, more scored hits on your mercenaries means more armor you will need to replace. You can go in without any armor and just charge from corner to corner like a berserking hamster, but this is not advised to players that are not confident in their skills. The counter-argument against using armor is getting hit and heal out the damage, as it will give you experience proportionate to the damage healed. In other words, no pain, no gain. Get your healthy mercenaries under the enemy fire, but keep the medkits really close. Just don't sweat it, else you're going home in a pine box. I think that's getting old.
Got something. Be prepared. We got unfriendlies in this sector. Roger. Unfriendly! What's this? On my way. I'm on it. Consider it done. I'm on it. Lovely. Just Roger. Unfriendly! Got it. What's this? On my way. Got it. I'm on it. What's this?
Now, once again, in short, good and bad. The main pros of a shotgun compared to other weapons are its spread, devastating damage, very powerful armor durability destroying. It takes like 2 to 4 shots to destroy the vest when firing from a shotgun at close range, and utility when fighting in cities, houses, and generally in places with abundant amount of cover. The main cons of a shotgun are its low effective range, low armor penetration, clumsiness and trait dependency, as well as the pressing need to apply advanced or very daredevilish tactics to win a fight.
That's wrapped up. Got something here.
I hope all your questions were answered. If not, please do not hesitate to ask them. I would be really happy to help out. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and my commentary, go ahead and subscribe to support my work and get notified when the new content becomes available. Have a great day and bye bye.
That's wrapped up. In this sector. On my way. Kill confirmed. Consider it done. Roger that. On my way. Copy that. Unfriendly! What's this? Got it. Copy that. Rob got something here. Consider it done. Consider it done. Enemy! Got something on my way. Roger that. Roger that. Be prepared. We've got unfriendlies in this sector. Copy that. Kill confirmed. On my way. Consider enemy! Got something here. Copy that. Got unfriendly! Roger that. Got it. Copy that. Roger that. Copy that. On my way. Roger that. Consider it done. Problem? Got it. Copy that. Unfriendly! I'm crying! What's this? Copy that. I knew they'd show up sooner or later. I'm crying! Enemy! Got it. Getting better.
You're the best.
Hear ya. Roger that. Be prepared. Got something. Stay alert. Consider it done. Stop. What's this? Roger that. Unfriendly! Copy that. Enemy! Gotcha.
Yay! We did them all.
Got it. On my way. Enemy! Unfriendly! I hear ya. What's that? I hear ya. Got it. Gotcha. What's this? On my way. Got it. Lovely. What's this? Roger that. Roger that. Copy that. What's this? On my way. Kill confirmed. Got something here. Got something here. Got it. Got it. Consider it enemy. Get I'm on it. Got something on my way. Unfriendly. Roger that. Roger that. Got something here. I'm on it. I hear you. Copy that. Got it? I knew they'd show up sooner or later. The odds suck. Copy that. Roger that. On my way. Gotcha. I hear ya. I knew they'd show up sooner or later. I hear ya. Consider it done. Consider it done. Roger that. Consider it done. Roger that. Taking fire! The odds was... Roger that. Roger that. I'm on it.
Get ready.
Enemy!
Here.
Ah! Kill confirmed. Got something here.
I hear you.
Ready to move out. I'm hit! Ah!
Oh,
Consider it done.
so, sure thing.
Gotcha! Consider it done. Got it? I knew they'd show up sooner or later. I hear ya. Be prepared. We've got lovely. Consider it done. On my way. The opposite. I'm crying. Be prepared. We've got unfriendlies in this sector. I'm on it. I hear ya. Got it. I hear ya. Got it. Consider it done. Unfriendly! God, what's this? I'm on it. I knew they'd show up sooner or later. Unfriendly! On my way. Copy that. I knew they'd show up sooner or later. I'm on it. Copy that. Roger that. Copy that. Got it? Enemy!
Hostiles on the
I hear
road.
you. On my way. Got it? Copy that. Stay unfriendly! Copy that. I hear you. Gotcha. Consider it done. Got it? Beep can position. Gotcha. Got it? I'm on it. Copy that. Roger that. I'm on it. Be prepared. We've got unfriendlies in this sector. Ah! I'm on it. Got something here.